Hello, America. It's me again, Jonathan Bodine. I'm coming at you with another. I feel like it's really, really important message. I believe anybody would. This message is about bad things happening in your life. Bad things don't happen on your watch. They don't. They never happen on your watch. You can't just look and say, "Oh, it's 3 o'clock. My arm's gonna break, and I'm gonna not be able to work for the next month." You know, you can't go. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna have a car accident, and I forgot to pay my insurance up, and I'm out of a car. Bad things happen, and they happen at the worst times most of the time. You're like, oh my God, it couldn't have been a worse time for this to happen. The fact is, it is never a good time for a bad thing to happen. That's why you always hear, oh man, it couldn't have happened at a worse time. Because it's always the worst time to happen when something bad happens. And that's a fact, Jack. And anyway, if you did see my last video, you know what I was talking about. I hurt my arm, I cut my arm. I talked about it on my last video. Either way, I'll summarize it. Cut my arm. I had to have a lot of surgeries. I was out of work, and still, I can't do the job that I used to do because my left hand here it only partially works. Just a couple of my fingers work. The other ones do not work at all. And so it makes it very difficult to pick up things, hold things, I drop things a lot, not even thinking, boom, oh yeah, vandal or derf, But anyway, so I did the same job for almost the same job for 22 years. I did other jobs here and there, just, you know, but I always came back to it was a family business, stonemason. I did that job the majority of my life, and so now that was a bad thing that happened to me, and it happened at the worst time possible. But I also talked about in my last video about, running into the guy that had run out of gas. He ran out of gas. He was at the gas station. He had walked to the gas station. It wasn't far from where his car ran out of gas, but it ran out of gas, and he comes up to me and asks me for help, and of course I helped him. It's the right thing to do. But he said that he'd already asked multiple people in there, and he said that they were just really shallow or really short with him, and didn't even try to attempt to help. Just like, no, I can't help you, But I wasn't even fully prepared to help him myself, but I did what I could to help him, and that's, the best thing to do is to help somebody when they're in need. There's homeless people out here, and you hear people say, I've even said it. How can you end up homeless? How in the world how does one end up homeless? Well, it's a lot easier than what, you think, and, it really is. I've never been homeless, but I'm going to tell you what, if when I had my, when I cut my arm the way I did, and I was, for a whole year I was in that cast, I couldn't do anything, because I had cut a nerve. When you cut a nerve and they reattach it, you can't move it. You have to keep it in. This cast I'm talking about, this cast, I could not move my fingers, my arm, nothing, for a year while it was healing. And so you think that I get workman's comp. Well, I got denied workman's comp because I was there on a Sunday. I was working overtime, And the company that I was paying in workman's comp for, their company didn't work on Sunday, even though they wanted me to finish. But I'm just going to stop there. I'm not going to even talk about that. But I didn't get that. And so I thought, well, I'll get temporary disability. Surely there's a temporary disability that we can look forward to. No. There's no such thing as temporary disability. You can only get disability. But now I'm finding out that my hand, and there was a good chance that my hand would never work properly again. So I can't never do the job that I was doing before. Sure, I can get a minimum wage paying job somewhere because I only have one hand that works properly. Or maybe I could go back to school and become a lawyer or a doctor. Not. Too old for that. To go into that now. Ain't I? I don't know. I feel like I am. I don't know. Maybe not. Either way. But what I'm getting at is I see now that it wouldn't be that hard to become homeless. But fortunately, I have a wife who loves me and who makes some money, and we have our home paid for, and so we don't have to worry about losing our home. But somebody that didn't, that say they either were paying a mortgage, and they had a car payment, and they were paying all these bills, and they didn't have any family to help. I also had family to help me and through my hard time. Not all. No, I didn't get as much help from, some of the family that I felt like I should have. It kind of hurt my feelings. It broke my heart a little bit. I always thought, well, if I ever was to get hurt, man, I have brothers and sisters, that I ain't got to worry about getting hurt. They come out anywhere to help me. But everybody has lives of their own, they have bills of their own. So it's not easy for somebody to help when they've got their own. And so I'm very thankful for all the help that I was able to get from family, friends, all of this and that, and I'm very thankful for all those things that I've received from anybody that have to keep me from having to be on the street, because you also have to pay your bills, all that stuff, electric bills. But what I'm talking about today, I'm not even talking about me, and I'm going to get off that. I've spent way too long on talking about me. What I really was wanting to talk about is bad things happen to anybody at any time. Don't think that you've got it down pat, that nothing ever is going to happen to me. I don't ever have to worry about anything, because bad things happen when you least expect them. They always do. They do. I know everybody's heard. Man, I was, you don't ever hear, man, you know what? I was really expecting that my arm to get broke yesterday. Man, I expected that. I saw that one coming from a mile away. No, you don't. You don't see bad things coming. And look, I know bad things happen. I know. And there's divorce happens. I've been divorced twice. My wife now, if I would have waited, I would have been smart. I would have waited until I found the love of my life, which I have now. Third time's a charm, right? It's true. It really is. There is somebody out there for everybody. But divorce happens, and I'm going to tell you why divorce happens. And it's because people rush into it. You think within 6 months, you got that lust, you're in love, everything's roses are red, violets are blue, hell, I'm in love with you, all that crap. Divorce will happen to you if you're not careful. And let me tell you something, that's a bad thing. There ain't much worse than a divorce. It will take you, and hey, I thought, the first time I got a divorce, I thought, I mean, so what? You're divorcing the person. You know, you get rid of that. That person just moves on and does their thing. You do your thing. We had children together. We were bonded together by those children, and there is no just leaving that person behind. And people, once you get divorced, other people like the banks that loaned you the money for your home and all those, they start coming out and they're acting crazy on you. They go crazy on you. And they're like, "Oh, you got a divorce." They're scared now. They're scared now because they don't know what you're gonna do. Because a lot of people freak out when they get divorced and they start doing all these things. So you know that's a bad thing. Trust me. And I'm gonna talk more about that later in a later segment or a later whatever you want to call these things. These are tutorials on life, I guess. I don't know what it's. I'm just trying to say hello, America. There's a lot of bad things out here. There's a lot of things that we need to learn. There's a lot of things that we need to look at. There's a lot of things that we need to fix. There's so many things that I feel like we have lost, you know, along the way. But be prepared for bad things to happen. That's what I want. That's really what I want to say. Bad things happen anytime, and you can change your life. You could end up a homeless person. You don't. Look, let me tell you something. You do not know what might happen. You know, if I wouldn't have my family, I could, and the things that I had already had prepared for, I could have been living under a bridge, for real, or living in my truck, or something. You know. So now I can see. I see now. And I used to be one of them. You know, I used to be one of those ones. Like I said, how do you become one? That's how you become homeless. Because you know, it wasn't. You know, I was just about to just take over my family business. You know, but it kind of the business kind of faltered when I got hurt. Because not only when I got hurt, another bad thing happened. My mother got sick. And it was me and my dad that was running the business. So when my mom got sick, he had to spend a lot of his time taking care of my mother. And so I wasn't able to put my time into the business. He didn't have time to put his time into the business. And so now the business has faltered. And not that it's completely just destroyed, but it's not what it was. And you know, so bad things happen, you know, and when they do, like I said, you don't expect them. So how are you going to be prepared? What's going to prepare you? You got to think about it. You really, I'm not just asking. This is not a rhetorical question. Like it kind of is, but what it is, it's. I'm telling you, you need to get prepared. You need to be prepared for bad things. I mean, anything can happen at any time. I mean, heck, our country could come under attack, you know, or something, you know, or our country may go to war and everything get messed up, you know, to where, you know, the economy goes back to bad again, you know. We all remember 2008. I mean, some of you people are too young to really remember it, like, you know, as far as financially. But 2008 was not a fun year, especially for people working construction. It was not a fun year. It wasn't a fun few years, you know, actually. And that's a bad thing. And I didn't see that one coming either. I really didn't. I don't think anybody did. I didn't, to that level. You know, one day I was working and everything was going good, and then all of a sudden I was like, where, you know, I was just going from job to job to job to job. I always constantly had another job lined up after another job. And I come to a brick wall. Where's the jobs? Nobody was building anything anymore. all of a sudden the economy got bad. I don't know, you know. Bad things happen. So who are you going to look to? What are you going to look to? Where are you going to put your trust, or where are you going to put your faith? I know where I put my trust and my faith. Do you know where you put your trust and faith? You can put it in whatever you want, but be prepared. You know, stockpile some stuff up. If you're religious, say your prayers. You know I do. I say mine. I'm gonna put it out there. You know, you gotta put your faith, your trust somewhere. But just take it from somebody that's been there and done that. Bad things. Don't let a bad thing destroy your life. You know, because sometimes you can take a bad thing and you can turn it into a good thing. You learn from your mistakes. A lot of times you do a lot of little bad things happen to prepare you for the big thing. But sometimes there's some people that just walk through life and never have any bad things happen. They're just floating through life, you know, and then all of a sudden when something bad does happen, they don't know how to react. They're like, whoa, what do I do? And they freak out. You know, they freak out, they panic. Bad things happen. I don't know. I keep saying that. Bad things happen. I don't know how many more times I can say it. Bad things happen. Just be prepared. You know, you can prepare yourself by talking to your friends, talking to your pastor at a church, if that's what it is. You go to talking to your boss at work, talking to relatives, whatever it may be. Put you a small, savings account up, something. You know, have some backup. Have some kind of backup. Have some kind of backup plan, because you don't want to end up on the street. Because like I said, this is the third time I've said it now. I used to be one of those people who looked at people out there that were homeless and think, well, how in the world do you get that? There's no way I could end up homeless. But after I got hurt, I looked at it and I thought, man, for real, if I did not have the family that I have, and I had already had my house paid for, and I have a wonderful wife, and it was just me by myself. I didn't have any. I would have been under the bridge with those guys that live under the bridge, underpasses, whatever, tents, and that would have been my family. And that's a fact. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, something led them there. Something got them there. And it wasn't because they were stupid. It wasn't because they were stupid. It was just because they made some bad mistakes. But look, this is Take the Bodine. Like my channel, subscribe, give some comments, because I need some stuff. I need some material. I want people to comment. Tell me, about some experiences you have. We'll talk about those experiences. Tell me about how you feel about America and what we need to do. But yeah, definitely like, subscribe, comment. I'm out.